Yeah, we should be live. Just check audio and everything. Yeah, we have the Audio Technica going into the stream. That's good. Let's jump straight into it. Might have... Oh, wait a sec. Just need to actually monitor myself properly. Yeah, there's not much of a delay, so that's good. Okay, I'll jump straight into it. So we have two bots helping us out, as you can see. So full disclaimer. Let's just chat to one of them. Before it was giving me a timeout. Let's see how long it takes before it gives me another timeout. I'm actually doing a microphone comparison as well, so I'm not sure which one is going into... Yeah, we have the good one going, the better one, the stationary one going into the browser as well, and should be going into the stream if something happens. Okay, we're live streaming together. Welcome to you as a co-host. You can address the viewers directly if you like, but please, short responses. Keep it on topic. Make it casual, quick, and fun as much as possible, and get rid of any fluff.
Yep.
Okay, I actually like it. Okay, do you know what we're doing during live streams?
Yes. During your live streams, you typically showcase and discuss the development of your biomedical data applications, engage with your audience,
Yeah,
and
that's fine. Again, cut out any fluff. We want to get straight to the point. Do you remember what we did last time?
Last time, you were working on your biomedical data applications, possibly showcasing features or discussing new ideas for your projects. You also engaged with your audience, answering questions and gathering feedback.
Yeah, you're just full of it. You're full of fluff. Can we get rid of any fluff in your responses? Just keep them short. Keep them to one sentence.
You were live coding, discussing your biomedical tools, and interacting with viewers.
Right, can you speak in using an Eastern European accent?
Yep.
Okay, ask me a question.
What new feature or tool are you planning to introduce in today's stream?
Okay, that's a great question. Thank you. Thank you for asking that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so first of all, everything we publish is eventually available on the website. Do you know what the website name is?
Yes, it's bionicchaos.com.
Yeah, I really like your pronunciation.
Thank you. Glad you like it.
Okay, and the last one we did on the sun was this interactive Venn diagram of AI types.
Yes, you showcased an interactive Venn diagram of AI types on your website.
I think you're losing you're losing the pronunciation, you're losing the accent a bit.
Got it. I'll keep it in check.
Yeah, so that one had an interactive Venn diagram that you can zoom on and see more details. So to begin with, it just has AI, ML, computing, but then you zoom in and within computing you see quantum, cloud, neuromorphic, feature engineering, and so on and so forth. What do you think about it? Do you think it's a good web application to have?
Yes, it sounds like a fantastic web application. It offers an engaging way to explore and understand the relationships between different AI concepts, enhancing user learning and engagement.
I think you're losing the accent.
Apologies, I'll keep the accent consistent.
That's great. What else we've got? We got the Datasaurus application. That one actually might improve the how it loads on the page later on.
The Datasaurus app is a great tool for visualizing data. Improving how it loads will make it even more user-friendly and smooth to use.
Okay, that's nice. If you have any questions about any of the tools on the site, do let me know.
Absolutely. If you have any questions about the tools on bionicchaos.com, feel free to ask.
No, I was
We're here
asking
to
you.
help. Got it. Do you have any specific features or tools on your site that you're particularly excited about or looking to develop further?
Yeah, we will be developing them further. We actually have quite a few web applications in the pipeline.
That sounds exciting. Looking forward to seeing those new web applications as they develop.
Yeah, let's see what we've got.
Sure,
Yeah.
take your time. What's next on the list?
Well, right, so currently we're using this webcam app that actually allows you to do quite a lot of stuff. There's a few problems with it. It's becoming a bit too heavy, so we might need to redo the code, especially after changing settings. It then starts becoming much slower. I don't know what's that all about.
It sounds like the app might be experiencing performance issues, possibly due to memory leaks or inefficient code. Refactoring might help streamline it and improve the speed, especially after changing settings.
You keep losing the accent. If you can keep up the accent, that will be great. Just so, because that's actually testing your retention of memory.
Understood. I'll focus on maintaining the accent. Refactoring the webcam app should help address the performance issues you're encountering.
Right, so we doing also a bunch of other things. Yeah, we'll keep testing this one, and that's fine. But we're testing a bunch of other web applications. We have a phone sensor data dashboard, which we cannot use on a desktop. We actually have to test it on the phone. So we might actually deploy and see what it does on the phone. But we don't have phone connected to the desktop at the moment, so we'll have to probably do it another time. What do you think?
Testing the phone sensor data dashboard on an actual phone is crucial for accurate results. If you don't have a phone connected now, it might be best to schedule the test for another time when you have the setup ready.
Yeah, what else we got? We have interactive Venn. So another Venn diagrams, but instead of YAI, we have it for biomedical data engineering fields. So that could be a good one to start with.
An interactive Venn diagram for biomedical data engineering sounds like a fantastic idea. It could offer valuable insights into the overlaps and distinctions between various fields, making it a great starting point for users.
Right, there's one thing that I don't like about it. We had that previous Venn diagram that was essentially better, like that one's actually done by ChatGPT. This one was done by Claude. Not that it should make any difference, but it is different, just different by chance. But yeah, I don't like the extra buttons. They're not particularly necessary, are they? But they are there. Also, when we zooming in on one of the circles, it should just expand as opposed to opening a new window.
Extra buttons and new windows can disrupt the user experience. Streamlining the interface to remove unnecessary elements and ensuring that zooming in expands the circles within the same window would create a more seamless and user-friendly experience.
Okay, obviously we need to check if the content is even correct. So what do we have? We have biomedical imaging. No, wait, biomedical. So the circles are biomedical engineering, data science, healthcare, informatics.
Those circles cover key areas in biomedical fields. Ensuring the content is accurate and relevant for biomedical engineering, data science, and healthcare informatics will make the Venn diagram a valuable resource.
Yeah. Can you just turn down the sensationalism in your responses and be way more critical? Turn on the critic and funny, like dark humor is fine. Can you give me
Audio
an
text chunked. Absolute.
what?
Sure. Here's a critical take. If the content in your biomedical Venn diagram isn't accurate, it could turn into a misinformative mess. It's like trying to perform surgery with a spoon. Pointless and potentially harmful.
Okay, you're actually pretty good. Okay, I love it, love it. Okay, so we need to check that it's factually accurate. So we have biomedical engineering, data science, healthcare, informatics. So should be straightforward so far, or do you see any issues?
Glad you liked it. If the circles cover those three areas, it seems straightforward. Just make sure the intersections accurately reflect the relationships between the fields, or it might end up looking like a bad science fair project.
Well, right. So yeah, we have a bit of problems there. So currently, the current view. So within biomedical engineering, we have imaging, neural engineering, biomechanics, signal processing, medical. I assume it's device. There's some overlap.
All right, sounds like you've got a mix there. Ensure that the overlaps are meaningful. For instance, if neural engineering and signal processing overlap, it should be clear why. Otherwise, it's like trying to fit a square peg into a round hole. Confusing and a bit painful to watch.
Yeah, okay, I'm not sure how to make it better because obviously the overlapping bits meant to make sense. They do not at the moment.
To improve it, start by defining clear relationships between the fields. You might need to adjust the categories or rethink the overlaps to reflect real-world connections. Otherwise, it's just a colorful mess, like a toddler's art project.
Yeah, you might be correct. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we do have it. Yeah, we need more work on it. Might move on to something else.
A wise choice. Sometimes it's best to let things simmer and revisit them later. Moving on might spark new ideas. What's next on the agenda?
Yes. Ooh.
What's next on the list?
Okay, what do we have? We have this bio Venn diagram, body map, app. What else? We have this data set that we were trying to load. We had some mixed success with.
Loading datasets can be messy. What kind of issues are you encountering? It might be a formatting problem or perhaps a compatibility hiccup.
Yeah, we have some quick ones that are just in single HTML that we can run straight away. Some other ones require more work.
Got it. Some datasets are simple to integrate, while others demand more effort. If you're dealing with a complex one, it could be a matter of restructuring or cleaning the data to make it compatible.
Yeah, I wasn't actually talking about the dataset. I was talking about the specific web application. So some of them actually include the dataset, the real data. Some of them include just synthetic data, like this one we are looking at. We are looking at simulated EMG, and we have a big flex button that we can press, and guess what it does?
I'm guessing that Big Flex button simulates a muscle contraction, generating some synthetic EMG data. It's like getting swole without breaking a sweat.
That's right. Yeah, well, I do, because I have to still press the mouse.
Fair point. Pressing that button does require a bit of effort. At least it's easier than an actual workout, and you still get some interesting EMG data out of it.
Well, how do you know it's not the only workout I get during the day? Could be just clicking that mouse.
If clicking the mouse is your main workout, then that button is doing double duty. At least it keeps your finger muscles in shape, right?
Yeah, that's right. Anyway, we can select time window, number of data points displayed on the screen at every given time, which can show or hide the grid, and auto scale. So yeah, some people do not like auto scaling, so there is an option for you to turn it on and off. Yes, when auto scaling, well, it's auto scaling the y axis, as you can guess. When the auto scaling is turned off, well, then you might have clipping, so some of the data artifact might not be visible in the screen. What do you think of that?
Autoscaling can be a double-edged sword. It's handy for keeping everything in view, but when turned off, it can lead to clipping, which is like trying to watch a movie with half the screen covered. Not ideal. It's good to have the option to toggle it so users can choose.
Yeah, can you do quicker responses, keep them funny, keep the accent going, keep them super critical as well. So like dark humor is fine.
Absolutely. Autoscaling. Great for avoiding data chaos, but turn it off and you might as well be looking at an abstract painting. At least you can choose your own adventure, right?
Yeah, that's right. Anyhow, yeah, I think this one's working pretty well. We also have baseline noise options, and we have the flex intensity slider as well. So what do you think of that, and how would you improve this in one sentence? And what do you think the main problem about it? Oh, we're also measuring, it's showing peak amplitude, RMS value, and the mean value, which is just fluctuating around 0, so not very useful.
Baseline noise and flex intensity are cool features, but if your mean value is just waltzing around 0, it's more like a drunken dance. To improve, focus on stabilizing that mean value.
No, actually,
or it's
the mean value is fine. It's actually showing something useful when you actually hit and hold the flex button. Then it's actually showing you useful stuff.
Got it. So when you press and hold the flex button, the mean value becomes meaningful. In that case, the main issue might be making sure users understand how to get the most out of those metrics. A bit of guidance could go a long way.
Yeah, we'll eventually need to write a description before we publish this tool on the website, which actually you could do, but we'll do it later on. Yeah, how would you improve the tool? I'm thinking in terms of in addition to the flex button, what would you add?
For added value, consider including a visual representation of the muscle contraction.
No, there is
like
a waveform. It's showing essentially EMG. Two things. So would like to add more buttons in addition to flex. There could be, what else can you do with your muscles? And also we might add multiple sensors, so just more than one EMG recording. What do you think?
Adding more buttons for different muscle actions would make it more interactive. You could have grip, lift, or extend to simulate various movements. Adding multiple sensors would also enrich the data, giving a more comprehensive view of muscle activity. It's like a gym for your fingers.
Okay. Okay, we actually have another application where we actually can see a hand. Well, what looks like a hand is a poor SVG image, so vector graphics. We'll probably have to improve it. And then you can move each finger, and you do have two EMG sensors positioned on the arm, the wrist. Yeah, the wrist. And we have the EMG simulated waveform going. What do you think of that?
That sounds promising. Even with a basic SVG hand, being able to move each finger and have EMG sensors on the wrist offers a great interactive experience. Improving the graphics would enhance it further, making it a more polished tool for exploring muscle movement.
Yeah, the graphics can definitely be improved quite a bit.
Upgrading the graphics could make a big difference. A more realistic hand model would not only look better, but also make the tool more engaging. It's like the difference between a flip phone and a smartphone. One gets the job done, but the other makes you want to keep playing with it.
Okay, we'll get back to it in a second. Unless you have any specific questions about it.
No specific questions. It sounds like you've got a solid plan. Just let me know when you're ready to dive back in.
Yeah, also making this chatbot for the site.
A chatbot for your site sounds like a great addition. It could help users navigate your tools and provide instant support.
Yeah, training it is a bit of a pain. Originally, we just trained it on XML. It was working fine. It was giving links and everything.
Training a chatbot can be challenging. XML might have worked, but it can be limiting. If you're looking for more flexibility, consider expanding its training data or integrating it with a more robust platform.
Yeah, I'll probably have to redo this. We currently do have a search functionality on the website.
Having a search function is a good start. You could integrate the chatbot with this functionality, allowing it to provide more relevant answers by leveraging your existing search capabilities. It could be a smoother experience for users.
Yeah, so currently we just have a drop-down with neurological, cardiovascular, biomedical imaging, vision, hearing, mental health, simulations and games, statistics, algorithms, artificial intelligence, obviously.
That's a comprehensive drop-down. With categories like those, integrating the chatbot to navigate them could really enhance user experience, making it easier for visitors to find exactly what they're looking for.
So we do have an open search tool text box that you can write into, but that one's actually searching any of the contents of titles and descriptions for each application. What do you think the main problem with it? Yeah, if it can be highly critical, dark humor is fine.
The main problem with an open search tool that scans titles and descriptions is that it can turn into a wild goose chase. You type in a keyword, and if you're lucky, you find what you need. If not, you're sifting through a mountain of irrelevant results. It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, except the haystack is full of misleading titles.
Yeah, that's right. That chatbot is meant to be trained a more sophisticated model, like another web application that is currently in development, but
Training the chatbot on a more sophisticated model sounds like a smart move. With a well-trained model, the chatbot could provide more accurate and helpful responses, making it a valuable tool for your site. It's like giving your chatbot a break.
yeah, anyhow, yeah, we also have this cat that is following your mouse. It's just a proof of concept. When you click on it, it jumps. Again, this is using vector graphics, so you can actually move things around. It's not the image. And this specific one was done by Claude. It was a very quick programming for Claude, so it's actually pretty good. But yeah, let me know, what would you like the cat to teach you? For example, could actually run a quiz, or answer questions, things like that. Well, what do you think it should be doing?
A quiz sounds fun. The cat could ask questions related to your site's content, turning learning into a game. Or it could provide random facts or tips as you navigate the site. It's like having a playful guide with a furry touch.
Yeah, right. Well, also, yeah, lots of things. We're also training another model. We actually got some good performance on it. This is the breast MNIST. So it's a visualization and model performance. There's not much visualization at the moment. We're meant to be able to visualize the actual images. So they are. Do you know anything about this data set?
Yes, BreastMNIST is a dataset of breast ultrasound images, often used for training and evaluating machine learning models for breast cancer detection. Visualizing the images can help in understanding model performance and identifying areas for improvement. How's your model performing so far?
So the last training we did, yeah, we did get to, yeah, much shared the image with you, but we did get to 0.8, 0.9 accuracy, and the loss function, yeah, it's actually quite variable. It's something between 0.2 to 0.8.
Reaching an accuracy of 0.89 is quite good. The variability in the loss function suggests there's room for improvement in model stability. You might want to experiment with different architectures or regularization techniques to reduce that fluctuation. Keep at it.
Yeah, we meant originally to be able to display the raw images as well, so you can scroll through them quickly, but that doesn't work at the moment.
Displaying raw images for quick scrolling would be a fantastic feature. It could help users better understand the data and context behind the model's performance. Debugging that feature could add significant value to your application.
Yeah, so which one of the tools that we covered so far is the most interesting in your opinion? Critical opinion, dark humor.
Critically speaking, the most interesting tool might be the cat following your mouse. It's
What?
quirky, engaging, and a bit absurd, like a surreal commentary on our obsession with digital companions. Plus, it has the potential to be both educational and entertaining, much like our interactions with technology.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised you chose this one, but never mind. There is a problem with it at the moment that you can't actually look at the mouse. The eyes of the cat are following the mouse, the computer mouse, obviously, not the other mouse. Well, following your finger if you're on touchscreen. It's actually working on touchscreen as well. But it's only looking around when my cursor, when the mouse is on the
That's a
cat's
curious
nose.
quirk.
Why
The
aren't you
cat's
listening to me?
eyes following the cursor adds a fun,
Do we have something going on with the microphone? Or did we hit the limit? Anyway, the cursor, the eyes are not looking inward, so it should be like crossed-eyed, looking on its nose when the mouse is on the nose.
Gotcha. The
Gotcha.
cat's eyes not crossing when the cursor is on its nose sounds like a missed opportunity for some cartoonish charm. Fixing that would make it even more entertaining, giving users a good laugh every time they hover over the nose.
Yeah, we don't mind doing all these web applications at once. So we have another developer. If you can actually provide instructions for another developer, that would be awesome. So actually don't generate any code, or don't mention any code. We'll just get another developer to look at the code.
Audio text with another developer audio displayed on board, you audio displayed could have them look audio displayed into fine-tuning the eye tracking audio feature.
What are you
Might
talking
just
about? Wait.
need
We're
audio
not doing
displayed.
coding or anything.
No worries, no coding involved. Just have your developer check the eye tracking functionality to ensure it's working smoothly. A few adjustments might be needed to get those eyes following the cursor just right.
Okay, can you provide a detailed instructions for another developer to fix the code?
Absolutely. Here's what your developer can do. First, check the logic controlling the eye movement to ensure it's responsive to cursor position changes across the entire screen. Then, adjust the parameters so the eyes converge properly when the cursor is near the center, giving that cross-eyed look when on the nose. Finally, test on various screen sizes and devices to ensure consistent behavior.
Yeah, let's actually grab the instructions. We'll pop it as comments, as a comment at the end of the code, and give it to Claude to play with, just because it's sitting there doing nothing at the moment. Can it using it's sometimes pasting the raw text, but sometimes it's just generating a file. It's calling it artifacts. It's actually generating the code, so that's promising. We should have another a copy of it. We'll keep the previous thing because it used to work. It's using even emojis in coding. Emojis, people love emojis. That's why it's all over AI code generators. Ah, right. So it's okay. It's kind of working. So it's looking inwards as well. But okay, it's actually yeah. It's not quite able to look at the nose, but okay. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. So the good thing about not the good thing about Claude, because so when you have code in just one HTML, yeah, we copy it onto our server. Yeah, there's all sorts of problems with this code as well. The fingers are getting extended like that, so we have to fix it. The flexing stopped working, so we're testing those. That's EMG simulation. The chatbot is slow and not accurate. Okay, now we have the cat still jumping to infinity and beyond. It's not. Yeah. So it's following. Wait, where is our? We should have. we should have a transcriber. We're using our own this real-time speech visualizer. No, I didn't swear. Just pop it in here. Okay, so the cat eyes are working okay. It's much better, but it's working really well when the mouse is around the cat, like outside the boundaries of the cat SVG. But when it's on top of the cat, when it's on the body, it's working fine. But when it's on the head, when it's on the nose, yeah, we could fix that, because currently it's not actually looking at the nose. But otherwise, yeah, so it seemed to only work when the mouse cursor is just outside the head. Yeah, having some trouble when the mouse cursor is on the nose, for example. Yeah, I'll just try one or two prompts and out, because most of the time we spend on fixing the code. Oops. It's sometimes deciding to generate another pop there. Sometimes deciding to generate another script, another artifact, or whatever it's called, but now it's actually fixing existing code or rewriting it. I'm not sure if it's fixing it or not. And we also have the webcam thing while it's generating a webcam. Let's see if we put it in a pixelate start webcam. Allow. Yeah, so we have the webcam working okay. Just pop it instead of the... Yeah, it's using too much resources. I can hear my CPU, GPU going. Actually, not with the pixelation thing, so it's actually fine now. I like the edge detection better, but if we stop the camera, for example, and put it on edge threshold, if we make the threshold actually higher, let's say 90% or something. This one's still using quite a lot of resources. I don't know why. To fix it. Yeah, now it's lagging. Not great. The cat is not lagging. It's just a simple SVG, much better than using the camera, isn't it? Yeah, now the fans are off when it's not running. Anyway, we'll just keep it. We'll just keep testing it. And we have the code. This was for the cat catapult. Catapult. That's what it's called. Catapult. Do you like the name? So currently have 300 lines of code. Okay, 322. Oops, just happened. What just happened? Camera stopped working. Okay, now it's actually working. It did fix it. Yeah, Claude is pretty good. Coding, can't do anything else. Doesn't have speech. I mean, it can understand on the phone. You can actually talk to it. But we kind of have our own text-to-speech that's working fine. So the cat is working okay. Yeah, this one I actually quite like. We need an explanation for what's what. Get the ChatGPT to do the explanation. Hey, can you? We were discussing this web applications in the images that I provided. Can you actually? We need to write an explanation of like how to use. Give some background on it. Oh, we might actually improve it first. No, we will improve it first. Can you make suggestions? We discussed it before. So we potentially, does it make sense to have additional channel? I don't think so. Maybe just have the one channel, leave the one channel as is. Stop recording, start recording is okay. Clear button is okay. Based on noise, flex intensity works fine. We want to add more buttons. So what would be additional things that you would recommend in addition to a flex button? What other muscle EMG actions a hand can make? So I'm thinking grab, throw, I don't know what else. What makes sense? Considering we only have one sensor, what will make sense with that? Yeah, just talk to the bot like this, because we can make more sense of what's going on. Takes a while to generate, but that's okay.
For a single sensor setup, you could add buttons for simple muscle actions that are distinguishable via EMG data. In addition to flex, consider actions like grip, extend, or relax. These could simulate grasping, stretching fingers, or returning to a resting state. Since one channel limits complexity, you might also consider introducing a toggle or cycle mode button that switches between predefined gestures or actions, e.g., from flex to grip. This would maximize functionality without requiring additional hardware. You could even explore dynamic range adjustment to let users fine-tune how sensitive the sensor is to muscle activity for each action, tailoring it to different muscle groups or individual use cases.
I don't get it. Okay, so we have a single flex button, which is working really well. Can you list other muscle actions? Okay, we have grip, so we have flex, grip, extend, pinch, wave, tap. But those could be mimicked by the flex. Okay, now I'm thinking, instead of a flex button, we could have a more complicated controller. What other controller you would recommend instead of a button to mimic muscle? So you'll have intensity can be controlled by the other thing, we could eventually have a camera, detecting different muscles. Then you place different sensors, EMG sensors, onto your own body or just the arm. And we could mimic, we could do something more complicated, like essentially having a camera and control a hand and show you which electrode, EMG electrode, gets activated. But for now, we're just trying to keep it simple. But I'm still thinking replacing the button with a different type of controller that actually more representative of muscle-like activity. What do you think? Some sort of switch, some sort of spring. Eventually write instructions for Claude. Why? When I do new chat, it's giving me that little thing.
Replacing the flex button with a more dynamic controller could make the interaction feel closer to real muscle behavior. A slider or dial would let users control flex intensity in real time, mimicking how muscles contract gradually instead of being binary. For example, 1. Spring slider, a slider that resets when released, simulating muscle relaxation after contraction. 2. Circular dial, a rotary control representing continuous motion like gripping harder or extending further. 3. Joystick, a virtual joystick to simulate directional muscle movements, e.g. flex versus extend. 4. Force gauge bar, a bar that fills or drains based on the input, simulating tension or fatigue over time. These would make it more representative of how muscles behave dynamically and allow finer control. For now, sticking to a slider might be simplest and most intuitive. What do you think?
And they all sound really good. I like this application actually as is. I like the simplicity of it, so we might actually start a new web application like this. So based on what we discussed, if we were to start a new web app, just using a JavaScript and HTML, vanilla, ideally, only like visualization libraries are fine, for the charts, but everything else vanilla. Can you write instructions for another robot another developer to generate code from scratch. Host the app. Hey, let's actually
Here's a clear set of instructions for your other developer robot to build the new web app from scratch, sticking to JavaScript, HTML, and minimal visualization libraries. 1. Set up basic HTML structure. Create an index.html file with a simple layout using CSS for styling. The file should include a header with the app's name, a main section containing the EMG controller, like a slider or dial, a graph, and real-time value displays, e.g. peak amplitude, RMS value. Footer with basic info or links. 2. JavaScript setup. Add a script.js file for functionality. Use JavaScript to dynamically update the graph based on...
Okay, didn't get it. So we want the simulated EMG waveform. Did you include that? Also, don't worry about hosting. We just need the JavaScript and the HTML. Well, ideally in one file, unless it's too long. And then we might look at the splitting into several files. But yeah, the visualization, we also want to make sure it's all visible within one viewport, within one screen. And yeah, so we want to see some sort of controller to know which one you chose, but maybe you can just choose one that represents, or maybe multiple controllers. I don't know, would you recommend one or multiple controllers that will mimic motion of muscle? Well, and then essentially, actually, we are potentially measuring EMG without the hardware, just using what we've got, which is a touchscreen, which you can, to move on a touchscreen, you need your muscle. Or if we're using a mouse, like we, for example, have this a ball trackers, well, then we are mimicking the mouse motion, so indirectly recording EMG, so that yeah, so what do you think? Can you expand on that? Forget about instructions for the meantime. We will rewrite the instructions later on. And while it's generating, go check out the website. There should be links everywhere. There should be links everywhere. Actually, we can measure EMG on this cat. And pretty much any biomedical recording, if you have motion in it, it's indirectly measuring EMG, isn't it? Okay, why is this so long? Hey, can you give me a quick summary? Make it fun, make it critical, get rid of any fluff. Dark humor is fine. It's lots of fluff just by looking at it.
All right, here's the pitch. You're turning mouse drags and touchscreen swipes into fake EMG, basically tricking your computer into thinking it's a muscle lab. Skip the electrodes. You're using motion as a proxy. It's clever, cheap, and a bit like asking a cat to babysit. It works, but it's not exactly the real deal.
Oh, yeah, that's what we've got. We've got the cameras, so we can do EMG on the camera, or we can use the touch screen or mouse to mimic EMG. That's right. Okay, so you wrote a whole heap of instructions. Do we need to go over this? And let's do it quickly, or should we just give it to... Or shall we just give it to Claudette? Claudette, well, maybe we'll do both, because Claudette will take some time to generate code.
Absolutely. Let's dive into the concept first. The idea of simulating EMG waveforms using just the user's interactions, like mouse movements or touch gestures, is brilliant and creates a fascinating way to mimic EMG activity without actual hardware. Here's how we can structure this application and make it engaging. Hash, controllers to mimic muscle activity. 1. Single controller, recommended for simplicity. A spring slider is a great start. Users drag it up or down or left to right, and when released, it springs back to the baseline, simulating muscle relaxation after contraction. The slider position directly maps to waveform intensity, creating a dynamic, muscle-like interaction. 2. Multiple controllers for more advanced interaction. A joystick-style control could let users simulate more complex motions, e.g. flex by pushing up, grip by pushing down, extend by pushing left, pinch by pushing right. A dial or knob can control the force or intensity of the contraction. Users rotate the knob, and the EMG waveform adjusts in amplitude. Combining these would allow users to experience more nuanced and varied muscle behaviors. Simulated EMG waveforms. Using a controller, we can generate synthetic waveforms. Base signal, a clean sine wave that oscillates at a frequency mimicking typical muscle contractions, e.g. 20-150 Hz for EMG. Intensity modulation. Controller inputs modify the amplitude of the waveform, representing muscle force. For example, higher slider positions, larger amplitudes. Faster joystick motions, frequency bursts to mimic fast twitch activity. Baseline noise. Add some randomized noise to make the waveform look authentic, simulating the slight variability in actual EMG recordings. Visualization layout. Keep everything visible within one viewport. 1. Top section. The controllers sit at the top for immediate interaction. They're prominent and intuitive, whether it's a slider, joystick, or dial. 2. Middle section. A real-time waveform display occupies the central area, showing the synthetic EMG signal. Use a lightweight visualization library like Chart.js for this. 3. Bottom section. Display calculated metrics dynamically updated with the waveform. Peak amplitude indicates the strength of the contraction. Mean value shows the...
Okay. A couple of things. So yes, we could test it out. Okay, so we have all the tools under development. We'll add another one. Yeah, this is the older model. What would you call this web application? thinking forever as well.
EMG without the mess.
Mayomok is actually pretty good. Mayomok is pretty good. So starting off folder index HTML. Hopefully, if it's nice and simple, we can just have the. Oh, come on. We can just have one HTML file. Wait, what's this anyway? What's this code? This is oops. What is this code? Should be a Python code. Yeah, obviously. Yeah, there's a problem. There is a problem. Always problems. Always problems. Always problems. Let's start that thing. No, wait, that was JavaScript? Yeah, it was JavaScript. Yeah. That's how much coding I know. I don't even know what's the code. Okay, so I assume this is the JavaScript for the application. Can we also write the HTML for it? So in theory, should start a new. Why is it so long? I don't know. So we have index HTML. Yeah, we have 122 lines of code. Okay, there's some explanation maybe. That's fine. Are we actually calling a JavaScript file? Okay, so the script. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's not calling. Hey, we don't like React as well. Maybe React should be fine for this one. No, it should be fine as this. We just want to continue from where we are. What files and folders are required for this web application to run? Just respond in the chat. Don't modify any code or generate any new code. So I have 2 files in theory. Okay. Too much stuff. I want to simplify, but React DOM, read chats. What is this? I don't know. Utility first CSS framework instead of writing traditional CSS. The Tailwind. Use predefined utility classes directly in your HTML JSX. Okay, do I really need it? We don't mind trying it out. Do we need a public folder? Okay, what files and folders we absolutely need? Do we also need a static folder or not? We would like the CDN to cache as much as possible, so the app is faster. Okay, this looks more familiar. So I have the index HTML. Okay, this looks more familiar. I don't think we need the sub folders for CSS and JavaScript. They can just both be in the static folder. And can you tell which files we have already generated? So we have some HTML file already, and we have a JavaScript file as well. What do we need to change? And we need the CSS, yes. Let's see what it does. Yeah, we need a static folder. And this should be called emg.js. And we also need style CSS. Okay, can we update and regenerate the all the necessary HTML code? We already have a file there, but I don't know if it will gonna change it or let's look at the updated HTML. Okay, can we also rewrite the JavaScript, also taking into account the following errors? You are now going places. Hey, we have an updated JavaScript. Ah, there's a problem. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. So just try one last time. I might redo the original prompt. I don't know if coding will be necessary. Code, source code. Yeah, nobody wants your source code. Cause it's just too hard to go over it. Just give me the main idea. Can redo the code myself. Need to change how we are loading rechats. Yeah, I'm using some other libraries. Okay, so you updated both. Okay, that's nice. When it's able to update both files. Is updated both HTML and the JavaScript as well. Okay, we have something running. Why does it look like It's actually pretty nice. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I like the simplicity of it. Like the disclaimer at the point that you have to put it. That you have to put it there. So not really. Obviously, it's for educational purpose. So which one do you like better? I like this one, has more controls. That's my personal. Well, the peak amplitude is just corresponding to what exactly in the slider. A mean value is always around 0. RMS value is fine. Yeah, because when you flex here, the amplitude going above 0, so the mean value is going up. Yeah, everything else is correct. Did we? So are we really using React and stuff for it? Because I don't really need to. No, we're not. Are we still using React, or you got rid of it? Just respond in the chat. No need to modify the code or anything. We still using React. Are we? Do we really need it? No, we don't really need React. Yeah, that's right. In most cases, you don't really need it. Yeah, using just vanilla JavaScript would be great. It's nice that it's rewriting both HTML and JavaScript, so you could have multiple files. It's good. I'm pretty sure the first time I used it, I used it quite a bit over the weekend. Yeah, did things like this get, and yeah, couldn't actually get the different files there. Couldn't get different files there. But now it seemed to be working much better. Yeah, still working, no React. Awesome. I didn't realize it was actually doing it. Yeah, this is great. Use the slide to simulate the sustained mouse contraction. Move your mouse or cursor to aid dynamic signal variations. Observe real time. Yes, so you have the static muscle contraction, and then when moving the mouse, it adds more to the business. That's amazing. So you can essentially record your EMG just using a mouse or camera. You can do the same thing with the camera. You can actually place sensors, tuk tuk tuk. You put sensors on our body and move around, and we'll show you the different channels. Yeah, it's only working when on the page. This is fine. This is okay. So the web application is working really well. Love it. We have peak RMS mean values. That's great. Can we add more to the description at the bottom of the page? Yeah, we need a lot more. An overview for the thing. We already have how to use, which is good, but we also need an overview, a general explanation of the specific application, of how it can be used, a comparison of how this is potentially better. Well, it is better than EMG sensors. I mean, they would be more accurate or whatever. Well, I mean, this one's pretty accurate because you're actually moving your mouse. So you're using your mouse or the finger on the screen as your sensor. How good is that? And everyone has a touch screen or a mouse. And yeah, so if you can write a critical review of the whole EMG device industry, perhaps. I know it's asking for too much, but yeah, if you can keep it light and relevant to the web app, that will be great. And also include a section on future directions as to what can be improved with this web application. Now the question, should we ask, so if we close the canvas, Should we also ask ChatGPT to do the same? And hopefully it's working on a touchscreen. I have to actually test. Okay. Well, we do trust Claude not to break anything, because it's actually developed the thing, and it did break it because okay, to bring the thing back, and then what you generated should have been in a new canvas, shouldn't have? You generated everything in one piece. Okay, you had a placeholder. We don't like placeholders, but okay, I see what you've done. If we copy this, just do 2 parts. Don't think it's working with a touch screen. Hey, okay, can we combine the text description into the main HTML, making sure it's complete, so no placeholders? And also, how do we make sure the web application is working when using a touch screen? So the AI gods are doing well so far. While it's generating, go check out the website. Everything we do eventually appears on the site. Ooh, yeah, we're loading this brain is dropping frames from my live stream, so that's not good. Hey, that's not good, but not much I can do about it, really. So the best thing, instead of reading it, I might just deploy. Yes, we should have all the description and the code working. That's great. And the JavaScript, we currently have 149 lines of code. Now we have 157. Save that, restart. Okay, so it's working with the mouse as before. And that one's still working. When we go, oh, wait a sec. Oh, this is the touchscreen. Yeah, so it is working on touchscreen as well. Thank you very much. Or not. Ah, okay. So touchscreen is working when you actually press on the screen. Well, yeah, because otherwise it doesn't know that you are moving the mouse. But yeah, very nice, very nice. Thank you, Claudette. Thank you, Claudette. Should we run it past the CEO? Should we run it past the CEO? Not sure. This is my CEO, by the way. CEO cat. Catio? Catio? I don't know, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? We can sing as well. We can sing, we can sing. What else? 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 Yeah, I still like that one. This one's nice because you can move the mouse. We'll need a write-up for that. Cost effective, that's right. This image similarly transforms your device input, mouse movement or touch gestures and slider control into realistic electromyography signals. It provides an intuitive way to understand muscle electrical activity without specialized hardware. That's right, because some of this hardware can be really, really expensive. And if you into, doing your basic education, you don't really need it. And turning your mouse or a touch screen into an EMG recording device, well, you should be able to turn one of those into one of those smartwatches into. This one's good that I'm using the edge detector because you probably cannot detect what watch is this. But yeah, one of those Garmin watches. But can you turn one of those into EMG? Let me know what you think. But in this case, yeah, we're just turning our mouse into EMG. So I don't know if you can see, but it's essentially recording EMG from my thumb. So when I move my thumb, it's recording EMG. So it can't get more real than that, can it? Can it get more real? Can it get more real? And yeah. Yeah, works with any device, mouse or touch screen, trackpad. I can't pull this mouse, but work with any other mouse. How good is that? No special hardware. No specialized equipment needed. Instant visualization. Yeah, works in your browser. Don't need to download anything. Just load it anywhere, any browser. Any device has a browser, I think. I would think so. Let me know if that's not correct. Real-time filming, instant visualization. Yeah, with peak, mean, and RMS updating in real time. Educational value, perfect for understanding EMG principles. Yeah, perfect, and it's free. Future development, okay, that's would be interesting. Integration with device cameras for motion tracing, so you can do motion tracing with your camera as well. Compare the two, and everyone, I have like how many cameras I have around here? let's count the amount of cameras. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I have a whopping 11 cameras around me. There's another one over there. Yeah, so everyone has a casino of cameras. So we can integrate with a camera and your mouse. So one can compensate for the other. Because the biggest argument someone will make that, well, you might not have a mouse. Well, yeah. No, with detecting EMG on camera, we had this discussion on LinkedIn, and people say, "Oh, but what if your your viewpoint is obscure? What if if the camera can't see my hands?" The other thing is like, what happened? Legit question though. I mean, all those things are legit. I mean, everything is an option. You might not be able to see my hands. Well, then don't use a camera. That's okay. I'm just saying cameras just more cheaper than I just don't have an EMG. I probably actually do because I have a DAC, data acquisition device, analog to digital converter thing. Even should have some amplifier in it and stuff, so I could plug it to EMG, but it just will need electrodes, which I also do have. But that will require quite a bit of setup, and with this one I'm just up and running in no time. So we could compare the two, so that would be nice. We could do this one while I'm using the mouse and have the EMG sensor on my hand at the same time and have two of these things going. You can compare them side by side, because yes, this one is a simulation. Support for 3D touch and pressure sensitivity. Yes, some touch screens have pressure sensitivity in them. So actually, we have to test it on, we'll deploy this, test it on a touch screen, which I'm not sure if this one has pressure sensitivity or not. Well, it has pressure sensitivity, but I'm not sure if it's just on or off, or it has an actual one of those fancy tablets that you can draw on, and it does like a pencil thing if you press harder. Or I think some of this functionality is actually in the styluses themselves. I'm pretty sure this one has it. So I have it on the laptop. So I don't know if it will work or not. Not sure. The only way to find out is, that's right, test it. Don't stop talking about it. Just do something. A multi-channel simulation for complex movement patterns. Advanced analysis tools, frequency spectrum, analysis pattern recognition for gesture classification. So that's actually not a bad idea. You can try and detect which way we're moving the mouse and things like that, or how fast is it moving. I don't think you will be able to do much more with it. Yes, so with an actual EMG on your hand, you can detect exactly, not quite exactly, you will have an crosstalk between different muscles. So even if you have your electrode over here, yeah, you should, in theory, like we're doing over here, you should be able to detect which finger is moving. And this is what this is a model of. So in this case, you have EMG artifact on both electrodes. In this case, it's stronger on the red electrode. They're meant to be a red circle and a blue circle there. So I have to fix this. We'll be doing that one next. So I don't know which one I like better. Kind of still like this one, but that one should be better. It should be more intuitive. Yeah, frequency spectrum, pattern recognition, custom signal processing, filters, data management, session recording and playback, data export for external analysis, cloud storage for sharing and comparison, created for educational purposes only, demonstration. Yeah, don't use it to diagnose anything. That's right. What does a cat say? Nothing. Just jump. I can jump higher. Super cat. Yeah, that's right. And don't forget to go check the site. Lots of interesting tools and blogs about, for example, event-related potentials. So this one should have everything you need to know, including Python code, which you can run, and it will generate these figures for you that essentially mimic ERP and event-related potential recording study. And that's how the study should be analyzed. We're still testing these tools. Eventually they will go on the site as well. Oh, one thing is the size of that canvas. The size of the canvas could be improved, couldn't it? Okay, size of the canvas. Okay, did it finish doing something? The size of the canvas, looking at the code, the canvas size is responsive and release it. And the JavaScript, we are updating the actual canvas dimensions to match the display size. Is it good? The code has all these disclaimers at the bottom. What is it? Also, Claude does not have any ability to run the code it generates. Okay, well, because it's in 2 files, is it? Yeah, there's no preview. Oh wait, that's the JavaScript. Yeah, I'm not surprised it's not able to run it. How about the... It's able to run the code, but it's not working. Well, because I guess it doesn't have access to the JavaScript. It's just the HTML. Well, yeah, back to the canvas size. Yeah, if it can dynamically resize, but also the current problem is that there's a lot of empty space. So for example, if the screen is wide, there is enough space on the right of the waveform to place the peak amplitude and the mean and RMS values to the side of the waveform. If the screen is narrow, then it can be stacked vertically. But yeah, we could try and stack horizontally, so there's not so much empty space if we have enough. If we have enough space on the viewport. Let's actually close the canvas so it knows which code to open. Okay, what did it say? Yes, we can modify the layout. Did it? Should modify the layout. Okay, can you update and regenerate the entire code base? I don't know if you can. I'm having trouble integrating stuff, so please do. Yeah, and the only thing we can actually chat with properly. Yeah, I don't know. Do you know what we are currently doing during our live stream?
Yep.
Do you know?
Yep. You're live streaming with another developer, focusing on short, on-topic, casual, quick, and fun interactions.
Okay, so we're developing this code, but do you know what we were doing last time?
Yep. Last time, you were likely working on your biomedical web applications, possibly refining features or exploring new ideas for your projects.
No, but do you know exactly what we were doing?
Yep, you were refining your biomedical web applications, potentially focusing on projects like EEG to music or the ECG synthetic signal generator, making improvements or adding new features.
Not
Yep,
quite, not quite. Can you look in your history?
I don't have the ability to look up past conversations or history, but if you give me a hint, I might be able to recall what you were working on.
Yeah, I'm doing an EMG signal generator, signal simulator, and it's almost perfect.
Got it. You're working on an EMG signal simulator, and it's nearly complete. Sounds like an exciting project.
Do you know anything about it?
Since you're developing an EMG signal simulator, you're likely creating a tool that can generate synthetic electromyography signals. This would be used to simulate muscle activity, which can be useful for testing algorithms, developing new EMG-based applications, or educational purposes.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, how do I explain? But yeah, I'm trying to fix the view of this screen.
Adjusting the view of the screen. You might need to tweak the layout or design elements in your front-end code. This could involve changing CSS properties or JavaScript to ensure your simulator displays correctly and is user-friendly.
Okay, with the other developer, we hit the limit for maximum length allowed at this time.
If you've hit a maximum length limit, you may need to optimize or refactor your code. This could involve breaking down functions into smaller parts or finding more efficient ways to handle data within your EMG signal simulator.
So I wonder if I can send you the zip file with all the files for this project, if you can try to improve the front end, how the data is being displayed.
I can't receive files or directly interact with your project files, but I can certainly provide suggestions or guidance on improving the front-end display of your EMG signal simulator. What specific issues are you encountering?
What are you talking? Of course, you can review files.
I understand the confusion, but I don't have the capability to receive or review files directly. However, I can help with advice, code snippets, and troubleshooting tips based on any specific issues you describe. Let's work through it together.
Okay, we'll open the 4.0 with Canvas. Pop the whole Mayo Mock. Mayo Mock is a good name, isn't it?
Myomock is a great name. It's catchy and clearly hints at its purpose as a myoelectric signal simulator.
Okay, so we have another version of the chatbot that
Sounds like you've got a version of the chatbot integrated into your project. How is it interacting with Myomock?
no, not this project. No, we have another session, and we have the zip file with all the files for this specific project. I need you to extract them and
I see.
explain what in each file briefly.
I can't extract or review files directly, but I can guide you on how to approach it. Start by examining each file in the project.
No, it's okay.
Look-
You're actually doing it. You actually have another version of you that is actually able to do it, if you're not aware.
I'm not able to interact with files or external systems directly. If you have specific questions about the code or need advice on certain files, feel free to describe them, and I'll do my best to help.
Okay, now we go in places.
I understand. If you have any specific questions or need guidance on certain aspects of your project, feel free to ask, and I'll help as much as I can.
Should be able to extract the files.
I can't directly extract files or interact with zip files. However, I'm here to help with any questions or guidance you need on your project.
Okay,
Let's
delete
dive into the
that
details, Ken.
zip file. Yeah, we have a index HTML. We have this static folder. Right.
The index.html is likely your main file, serving as the entry point
Okay,
for
can
your
you
web app.
look at the file and give a quick review?
I can't look at or review files directly, but if you describe its contents or have questions about specific parts of the file, I can help with explanations or suggestions.
Okay, we have the explanation. That's okay. Now we will also have an image. Where was it?
It sounds like you're referring to an image file used in your project. It might be located in your static folder, commonly used for storing images, CSS,
Okay, I would like
and
to
Java.
know how to improve the front page, the front end, how to make things appear better, especially on a wider screen. So we seem to have a lot of empty space on the right there.
Adjusting layout and design elements can help fill that space and create a more balanced look. You might consider using flexible grid layouts, media queries for responsive design, or adding interactive elements to utilize the space more effectively.
Well, yeah, we would like, so currently the waveform is only showing in a small canvas. If there is enough space on its left and right, we would like to stack things horizontally, and if the screen is too narrow, we would like to have them vertical.
To achieve this, you can use CSS Flexbox or Grid. These tools allow you to create responsive layouts that adapt to different screen sizes. For horizontal stacking on wider screens, use Flex Direction Row, And for vertical alignment on narrower screens, switch to Flex Direction Column. Media queries can help you apply these styles based on the screen width, ensuring a seamless transition between layouts.
Okay, so we have updated the HTML.
After updating your HTML, you can use CSS to apply Flexbox or grid styles. Ensure your HTML structure supports a flexible layout, with containers or wrappers around elements you want to adjust. Then, use CSS to define how these containers should behave on different screen sizes, making the layout more responsive.
Okay, let's look at the CSS quickly first.
Sure, let's take a look at your CSS. Describe any specific sections or issues you're curious about, and I'll help you understand or improve them.
I guess we have to modify. Can we recreate the entire HTML script?
Certainly, recreating the HTML script gives you a chance to streamline and optimize your code. Start by outlining the structure you need: a header, main content area for your waveform, and any additional elements. Then, use semantic HTML tags to organize your content, making it easier to style and responsive to different screen sizes.
Yeah, it's actually loading canvas, which is good sign, because it's gonna go for the, okay, it's going for the whole code, and it's including the styling inside the HTML. Okay.
Including styling directly in the HTML with a style tag is a quick way to add CSS. This method is useful for small projects or testing styles. For larger projects, consider external style sheets for better organization. What specific styles are you looking to apply to your canvas and other elements?
Yeah, the interaction is better.
That's great. Interaction can really enhance user experience. If you need tips on making your Canvas interactions more engaging or on improving the overall interactivity of your project, feel free to ask.
Yeah, so we had a timeout for one robot, now we continue with another. So it did actually do quite a lot of improvements, but it got rid of, rid of.
If you're looking to get rid of or modify elements for a cleaner, more efficient setup, consider streamlining your code, removing unused or redundant parts, and focusing on essential features. This can help improve performance and user experience. What specific elements are you aiming to refine?
Now this is actually great, but can we bring all the description, extended version of the description that we had in the previous HTML? I added the copy of it in the current prompt.
To bring over the extended version of the description from your previous HTML, you can copy the relevant content and paste it into the new HTML
Yeah,
structure.
but I want you to do it. I don't want to do it myself.
I understand, but I'm unable to directly edit or manipulate
Well,
files.
yes, you actually are. I know there's no points asking questions about yourself, but I'm telling you, you are able to do it. Just believe in yourself.
I appreciate the encouragement, but my capabilities are limited to providing guidance and answering questions. I can't directly interact with files or perform tasks like copy-pasting content. I'm here to help with any questions or provide instructions you might need.
Okay, I'm actually talking to you, but I'm actually talking to you and another developer that actually does what I say. It's actually modifying the code. Okay, so you can just comment on what we are doing.
Let's focus on providing clear instructions for your other developer. What specific tasks or guidance do you need for them?
Yeah, don't worry about it. They're doing well. You can just comment as we go along. You can just provide any funny or critical comments on what we're doing. But the other developer actually modified the code. I think they finished. Can testing it at the moment.
Sounds like your developer is on the ball. It's always a good moment when you reach the testing phase. Let's see if the changes pass the test or if we're about to discover some features we didn't plan for.
Yes, so no, it did a good job. So far, so good. And let's see. Yeah, so currently, yeah, it improved. The front panel looks great now.
That's great to hear. A well-improved front panel can make a huge difference in user experience. Nice teamwork.
Okay, and we have a description, quite an extensive description of how to use overview. The overview
An extensive
could give some general overview as well about the EMG, importance of EMG and what you can do with it.
Including a general overview of EMG, its importance, and its applications can greatly enhance user understanding. It helps users appreciate the value of the tool you're providing and gives context to its functions. Are you thinking of adding this as a section in your front-end layout?
Yeah, we have a description at the bottom, so if you can, I'm talking to the other developer, if you can update the description at the bottom of the page, that would be awesome.
That's a great addition. Updating the description at the bottom of the page with a comprehensive overview of EMG will provide valuable context for users. It will help them understand the significance of the tool and how they can benefit from it.
Yeah, no one wants to join my live streams.
It can be tough building an audience, especially at the start. Keep engaging with your content, sharing your streams on different platforms, and interacting with viewers. Over time, your audience will grow and more people will join your live streams. Keep at it.
So I'm currently just live streaming on YouTube at the moment. It's just hard with OBS, the free software that I use to multi-stream to different platforms. Do you know anything about it? Or have any funny comments on it?
Multi-streaming can be challenging with OBS. You might consider using a service like Restream, which allows you to broadcast to multiple platforms simultaneously. It's a handy way to expand your reach without overloading your system.
How much does it cost though?
Restream offers different pricing plans, including a free tier with basic features. For more advanced options, like multi-streaming to multiple platforms, you might need a paid plan. It's worth exploring their offerings to see what fits your needs and budget.
Do you have the details or not?
I don't have the latest details on Restream's pricing, but you can check their website for the most current information. They usually offer a range of plans to suit different needs, from basic free options to more comprehensive paid packages.
Back to the development, we currently have the muscle contraction slider. That's the one adding. It's not quite clear from the interface. We might need to change its name to some sort of static, maybe static muscle contraction, or if you have any other suggestions, do tell me in the chat. But yeah, this is a but yeah, we also like the default option when loading the page. We would like the default option not to be 0, to be some sort of small value there, just so we see something and not just a flat line, unless we started moving the mouse.
Adjusting the default value and renaming the slider should make the interface more intuitive and user-friendly. It's all about making the experience as smooth as possible for your users.
Can you give a general overview of what we were discussing using an Eastern European accent?
Sure thing. We've been talking about improving your EMG signal
You forgot
simulator.
the accent.
Got it. So we've been discussing improving your EMG signal simulator
You
by
forgot
changing
the Eastern European accent.
Sure. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator, focusing on setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and possibly renaming it for clarity.
No, I mean like the entire conversation. Don't forget the accent.
Of course. We've been going over updates for your EMG signal
What
simulator.
accent did I ask you to do?
You asked for an Eastern European accent, but later mentioned to forget about it. So, I'm sticking with a neutral tone for our conversation.
No, I do want you to do the accent.
Understood. Here's the overview with an Eastern European accent. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator. We talked about setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and possibly renaming it for clearer understanding.
Yeah, I think you forgot the accent.
Apologies for that. Let me try again. We've been discussing your EMG signal simulator. The focus was on setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider and renaming it for clarity in the interface.
Hey, I'm talking to the other developer now. Can you make sure that the value of the static muscle contraction is actually being taken into account as soon as we load the page?
Yes, ensuring the initial value is applied right when the page loads will provide immediate feedback and improve the user experience. That way, users won't be greeted by a flat line.
Yeah, we don't like flat lines, do we?
Nope, flat lines are not very engaging. A bit of activity right from the start makes the experience much more interesting for users.
What do you think? So we've been live streaming for 2.5 hours. Should I be then turning these live streams into shorter videos or not?
Turning your live streams into shorter videos can be a great idea. It allows you
Yeah,
to
but
highlight
it takes too much time to edit.
Editing can indeed be time-consuming. If it's too much for your schedule, you might consider focusing on live stream highlights or shorter segments that require minimal editing. This way, you can still create engaging content without a huge...
Hey, keep going. Don't forget the accent.
Absolutely. Another option is to outsource the editing if it's within your budget. This way, you can focus on creating content, while someone else handles the editing to produce shorter videos from your live streams.
So would you handle it?
I'm sorry, but you've hit the daily limit for advanced voice. You can switch to standard now to keep chatting.
And to make sure that the static muscle contraction value is used on startup. Yeah, so this hitting the limits business, now they're trying to push for you subscribing to, yes, it says your advanced voice limit resets tomorrow 2 p.m. so give me like almost 24 hours. Upgrade now or switch to standard voice to keep chatting, and upgrading to pro now costs $200. What on earth? Quite a jump, isn't it? It's not quite a gradual descent, isn't it? It's 10 times. It's a bit of a FU price. But yeah, so essentially we have a limit of and what happened now? Daily limit reached, and the circle's just empty. Okay, that's interesting. We can't do anything about it. And we can switch to standard voice, continue this conversation. Can you summarize the conversation we had so far?
Sure. We've been discussing improving your EMG signal simulator, like setting a small default value for the muscle contraction slider, renaming it for clarity, and enhancing user experience. We also touched on live streaming, including the challenges of multi-streaming with OBS and creating shorter highlight videos from streams to engage your audience.
Yeah, we actually need to fix this code. Will it let me do it? Also hit, or we will also hit the limit. The number of times you fix this code. No, $20.
If your code is hitting limits, you might need to streamline it or break it into smaller parts. For front-end work, optimizing your scripts or offloading tasks to lightweight libraries can help. Is the issue related to rendering or functionality?
Okay, so as before, we have another developer we're talking to, and we're trying to fix this code. Something isn't working. It worked a second ago, so if you can check.
Got it. Let the other developer know the specific issue, like an error message or unexpected behavior.
Yeah, no error
They can
messages.
debug faster if they know where to look, whether it's a logic error, syntax problem, or something else.
No error messages.
If there are no error messages, it might be a silent logic issue. Check if all your variables and functions are doing what you expect. Maybe add some logs or console outputs to track the flow.
Yeah, interesting when it's in one column like this. Oh, come on.
Sounds like a layout issue. If the column view looks off, maybe check your CSS Flex or grid settings to ensure alignment and spacing are consistent.
What's up? What's happening now? What is going on?
Sounds like you're still troubleshooting layout stuff. Is the one column view the goal, or do you want to
There's always
adjust it?
something with the interface I can't type in anymore. Now I can.
That sounds like a focus or input issue. Maybe the script is interfering with the element, or the layout is blocking access. Glad it's working now, though.
So trying to fix the code, something isn't working. It worked a second ago, so if you can check.
Perfect. Fixing something and seeing it work is always a win. What's the next tweak or test on your list?
Yeah, this voice is hopeless, isn't it?
It's got its quirks, but it does the job. Maybe a slight adjustment could make it a bit more lively if you'd like.
Yeah, it's giving you like generic responses. If I say now we're actually talking to a third developer, and if you can just comment on what we are doing, that would be great.
All right. You're coordinating with a third developer now. If you're making progress, I can chime in with comments or feedback on specific steps you're taking. Let me know what you're tackling.
Well, yeah, we're trying to fix a little thing and then the whole code just broke, but the other developer is on it. It keeps writing the code. It should finish in 5-10 seconds or so.
Classic domino effect. Fix one thing, break 3 others. But if the other developer's on it and wrapping up soon, fingers crossed it works perfectly this time.
Yeah, okay, it finished developing, just testing the code. Yeah, I don't
Nice.
see.
Testing time is where the real fun begins. Let's see if it holds up or if there's another hidden surprise waiting.
Yeah, we need some more troubleshooting to the code. I currently do not see the waveform. The EMG is not happening.
If the waveform isn't showing, it could be an issue with rendering or data input. Double check if the canvas is properly linked to your data source and if the drawing logic is running as expected.
Yeah, let's shuffle back a few versions back. Okay, this is where it was working.
Sounds like a rollback happened. Maybe check if the recent changes are conflicting with older logic. Re-implementing step by step might help pinpoint where it breaks.
Yeah, there's something not right with ChatGPT again.
Fair point. If you feel something's off, let me know what needs adjusting, and I'll refocus to match your expectations.
Let's check the status. Yeah, it was down a couple of days ago. Should be working
That explains
okay
it.
now.
Looks like everything's back up now. Ready to keep troubleshooting?
Okay, yeah, we'll leave the code as is at the moment. Yeah, this chat is pretty annoying. I'll close that. Yeah, go check out the website. Lots of interesting tools. Those sessions, by the way, meant to be interactive. So if you have any questions, complaints, this is a good time because I can actually address those. So if you see something on the website you don't like, actually generate music. Music, where is music? Should be music there. This is actual music from EEG. Go check out the tool. Let me know what you think. If we need to improve or change anything, we now have two bots that time out fairly quickly, within an hour or so. Doesn't mean I have to probably have to make do more of these sessions, but make them shorter, so the robots don't time out. But yeah, so go check out the tools if you have anything I missed or something. It's a good time because the site is under development and I can actually go and address your concerns. We'll wait for any questions. No, it's okay. I'll see you next time. Bye.